Hello everybody and welcome to Tom's Garage Fix, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you one of the most simple jobs that you can do on your car if you have the right tools, is how to change your spark plug. Whoa, so let's stop it there quickly, and I just want to mention one quick thing. So this is a 3-inch extender as well. Now you might also need one of these if you're working on the driver's side bank of the engine, because the ABS booster, I believe it is, might be in the way. I just wanted to point this out quick. Now let's get back to the video. Now, if you want to change your spark plugs because of a tune-up, fair enough. If there's an issue with your car, then this is a very cheap and easy fix to do. It's probably going to cost you around $60 odd if you don't have the tools to do it, but this is everything that you're going to need to complete the job. A extension ratchet, a ratchet, and a socket, a spark plug socket for your particular spark plugs. Now, for those of you abroad, this is a 16mm spark plug socket, or a 5/8 of an inch spark plug. It's a 1/2-inch drive to essentially a 16mm or 5/8 drive, so you know which one this is, and so on and so forth. Now you can pick these up from your local AutoZone for around $4 or $5 depending on where you live. Depending on the bank of engine, whether it's the left or the right hand side, which I'm going to be showing you later, you're going to need a Phillips screwdriver, and if you have just a basic socket set like that to get anything else off. This is the only things that you need, and what we're going to go ahead and do is just jump right in and get started. This is the V6 that we're going to be working on today. This is my 2003 Volkswagen Passat V6 4Motion. Now, whether or not you're changing the spark plugs on this side of the bank of the engine or that side of the bank of the engine, there is slight differences that you have to be aware of to actually getting access to these. Now, let's say you're going to want to access the bank on this side, you're going to have to disassemble your coolant reservoir, and there is going to be 2 Phillips screwdriver screws that are located on this plastic cover right here that you just simply take off and away you go. On this side, I found it easiest to actually take apart the top of the airbox right there, and then I was able to get my screwdriver on there and get to the spark plugs. Now I'm going to be showing you how to do it both ways, and I'll put a little time right here on which part of the video you want to go to, whether or not you're working on this side or this side. So why don't we go ahead and do the easy one and start with this side of the engine. So since we're starting with this bank of the engine, we're going to be taking off these 3 screws right here and disassembling this part and this part. Now, before we start, I do want to mention that if you do in fact know what cylinder you're going to be working on, like if you have an OB2 reader and you know exactly what cylinder you're going to be working on, here's how it lays out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, the HTC leads are labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so you don't have to worry about that, but all I'm just letting you know is that this is the 1, 2, 3 side, and that is the 4, 5, 6. So let's go ahead and undo these screws. So now that we've got these 3 unscrews done, this just simply clips off like so we can put that somewhere, and this just lifts right up, and you can put this anywhere you want. So now that we have access to the rocker panel cover right here, or the plastic cover that contains the spark plugs, you're going to need your Phillips screwdriver, and then there's going to be 2 screws on either side that we're going to go ahead and undo. So here's a bit of a closer look up. These are the 2 screws that we're going to take off. So get your screwdriver, twist them to the left, and you should hear them pop. If you don't hear them pop, just sort of pull and unscrew at the same time, and you'll eventually get there. So here it comes. Here we are. Now so this is our rocker panel or spark plug cover, and what we're going to go ahead and do from here is, as you can see, the spark plugs are located 1, 2, and 3. Now, if you do want to take the time, and I highly suggest it, realistically speaking, to get to number 3 is that you're going to have to take the airbox off, and you're going to have to take the MAF off. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to skip ahead and take the MAF and the airbox off. Now, if you don't know how to do this, I'm going to put a video right here on how to take off and clean your mass airflow sensor if you decide to go ahead and do it. So as you can see, I have gone and removed the airbox, the MAF, and the plastic cover. And so as you can see, 3, 2, 1. Now bear in mind, I have already changed number 3. We're going to be changing 2, just one of the spark plugs for today, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you how to change it on the other side. Now, it's as simple as it looks. All you have to do is simply pull. Once this is off, just be careful, put it someplace where it's not going to get any dirt or any sort of contaminants, if you will. So make sure you have your tools correct, make sure you have your thin wall spark plug socket ready to go on, and we're simply going to put this very, very carefully down the hole until it grabs. Wiggle it about, push it in, make sure it grabs. Once it does, they're not in there very tight, just start slowly undoing it. So as you can see, old spark plug and new spark plug. Now you can obviously tell the difference pretty well. This one only has 1 connection point and this has 2. Now these are not OEM spark plugs, they are NGK spark plugs, and these are Bosch. Now before you go ahead and change your spark plugs, listen very carefully. This washer on the spark plug must resume on there, and I highly suggest going and getting yourself some anti-seize. Now this just prevents the spark plug from undoing over time. It just keeps it in there, and it's not going to move. You're gonna save yourself a lot of time if something were to happen. So highly recommend getting yourself some of this. So what we're going to go ahead and do is just squeeze a little bit of this anti-seize. You want about what you would put on a toothbrush. So not a huge amount, like so. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is rub it in. And we're going to probably rub this in 1/2 to 3/4 of the spark plug. So we're getting all in the threads. We're making sure that it's all covered and it's not going to move at all. Now, please be aware that when you are doing this, make sure you're doing it on a clean surface like a paper towel or something that hasn't got any dirt on it, because you do not want any dirt to get on the tip of the spark plug. So now that we've got our spark plug in the socket, these are magnetized, by the way, so you don't have to worry about it kind of slipping out or going anywhere. We're going to go ahead and slowly, very, very slowly put it back in. Wiggle it about just a tiny bit, and then slowly do it up, and make sure that you're not cross-threading anything. Make sure that you're keeping your ratchet extender pretty level, or as level as you can possibly go, so you're not cross-threading anything. And we're just going to tighten it about a hand. We don't need to tighten it very tight at all. You're just going to tighten it until you kind of feel that it's in there, that it's not going to come loose at all. Before I forget, what you're going to go ahead and do is do the reverse step. So go ahead and grab your HTC lead, put it in there very slowly, and you're going to push it in until you hear a click, like so. We have now successfully done cylinder number 2, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do the other bank of the engine. So this is the other bank of the engine, as you can see, with the coolant reservoir and the 2 screws just down here. So to get this off, and to get this off, there's going to be 1, 2, 3 screws. Lift this up with one hand, and with the other hand grab your screwdriver and undo the 2 screws here to lift off the plastic cover to reveal your spark plugs. So that is how you change your spark plugs on a 2003 V6 B5.5 Passat. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. This should work for the 1.8 litre turbo. These spark plugs will be in a different location, obviously, but this is how you do it on the V6. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up as well, and be sure to check out all of my other videos on how to change your MAF, how to change your air filter, how to change your AC condenser fan. If there's any other videos that you might find interesting, look on my channel. Hope you've found this video entertaining and helpful. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.